Constantly, I'm starting to notice a trend here with poor little Renee. Oh, jeez. Honestly, I think a promising round for Rad, showing that, in this matchup, they can make the hazard work. And I think this next map as well, a bit more awkward for the Winston, but Kuffer now, he's on the Ramatra. And when you put Kuffer on Ram, he's looking like Iron Mike in his prime, dude. It is outrageous how much he does on this hero. So really interested to see whether Rad can actually respond to that.
It's a reasonable matchup into the hazard as well, especially on a map that can be a little bit more low ground focused here. So a chance to get out of spawn really quickly, gets in that early choke, drop the slow, can make it a very scary swing. We're going to see TPs out from both teams here to get in there faster. Then maybe a Genji, maybe a Pharah swap. It's going to be one of each, actually, as King will be on the Pharah. Will have a choke, actually, contains him for a little bit. And Painkiller's got some early space right now. He's actually going to catch Lethal while they were all walled in at the choke. So it's actually the wall makes the biggest difference. And now this Pharah spam is going to absolutely squash UV against that wall. And it's an easy first fight for Rad.
Yeah, no, really making it look easy. I think just finding value with Hazard early on, getting wall value, getting that early pick onto Lethal. Now Nightmare, they're really fighting an uphill battle, and Kuffer, he's going to get off the Ram. Goes back over to the Winston. Winston retake with no nano boost charge. I think Rad are in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, they're trying to retake through Coast here, but it's such a difficult one for Zero to try and take meaningful space against this Pharah Lucio also focusing him. They've got dropped
another kill from PK.
He's found another opening onto Lethal as well. Now they're going to try and respond. They do manage to get left. They catch him in the middle. 1-for-1 trade. Kuffer has Bubble again in a second, ready to go, looking to try and get on Chronic, and now space on the flank. Zero and Admiral have taken it over, and Kuffer's actually just going to go to point here, try and pull people to him. Now he goes onto the high ground, has to bubble defensively, not anything meaningful right now. Zero and Admiral have been steered away from point right now as Painkiller anchors that. Painkiller needs a little bit of help, and they have taken space. Now Lethal's out on the high ground, and they catch King, and all of a sudden Nightmare just taking space on the left, taking space on the right. RAD Esports, they're not able to respond. Chronic stuck in a right old pickle, jumps out of some danger into even more danger. He'll get finished off, and Nightmare are looking good for the retake.
This is a real bad one from Rad. They had positioning there, but they just couldn't find the advantage. Even with Lethal dead, it felt like Kuffer was just jumping around. I mean, he's jumping for space, making Rad rotate, but really Rad just needed to rotate over to the other side, catch somebody that's pushing in, because Kuffer, these jumps, no damage, using Bubble out in the open, that's low value. But now the situation for Rad is completely different, because they have to retake into Nano, Primal, Beat, so many difficult ults to deal with. And honestly, without a pre-fight pick, I feel like the ult fight is just incredibly difficult. It's going to be really hard for Chronic to clock. Z has the Kitsune Rush. Maybe they can try and take a scrap on the point, but just to get there is going to be hard enough. Chronic has already been taken low. I've heard Kuffer use the jump up top. Massive nade from UV, and looks like the Suzu has not come through. Painkiller is stuck in main. Nobody to heal him, but he will escape out into the choke. Wall has buggered up Kuffer's movement, but he's surely to receive the nano boost here up in main. Another jump from Kuffer, and I think Rad have actually fast rotated over to main, so there could be a chance, but no, they don't swing on it. Still, nano boost online. Kuffer blocking all of these chokes. Chronic's over on the coast. Kuffer jumps over to it. Barrage is good though. King moving Barrage takes down Kuffer. Support ults online for Nightmare. They can still clutch this one out, but Rad are now forcing the point.
Now forcing the point, deflect on, shooting rockets to it anyway though is King. Nano comes out onto Zero, has the blade as well. He's taken down Leb. Leb was 96% on Beat as well. Beat comes through from Admiral right now, and Zero's going to pull the blade, looking to finish it right now. They will actually delete him, and if anything, actually maybe really overkill from Nightmare at the end there.
Yeah, Nightmare, they blew their load, unlike King on Torbjorn, who is incapable of blowing that load. But Rad now, King's made the swap over to the Genji, which I think is absolutely brain dead. You're playing versus Winston. Why are you going and countering yourself out? If you're going to do anything, go over to Tracer, mate. Not sure what this is all about. Good ults for Rad. They have so many to deal with it. Spawn fight comes through from NTMR, but the flip is good. King finds a kill onto Admiral on the Genji pick that I was oh so critical of, and Rad are going to secure the flip. Really, a fluffed spawn fight and a Nightmare. They're stuck behind. Rad can force them out.
Yeah, Chronic looking for it now. Has the overclock if he needs it. Kuffer's not going to get out of that one. It's going to have to be a reset here, but they might stagger themselves out quite a lot. Lethal is stuck in main, and it's a really awkward situation for Nightmare. They trade onto King. Lethal is still just lurking around. As for double thrusters, will get himself out of there, but Yuvi's going to die very late, so it's going to be one more attempt here, and Lethal has to be careful. Lethal's actually stupid.
He did slide. He did.
Yeah.
Okay, that was actually the worst possible scenario for Nightmare, where they've gone for that spawn fight, but not only have they failed to get the kills that they need, they gave the flip instantly, staggered themselves out. Now it's last fight territory, they don't have the nano boost online, and RAD have everything. Painkiller has a downpour, which cannot be counted out by a Suzu. We've got Zera over on the flank on the right, looking for a kill. Lep's already in a spot of bother being hunted down, but Zera's going incredibly deep for him. RAD, they need to start using their ultimates. Lethal, he comes out onto the high ground, he pops the clock. King is taken incredibly low, Painkiller's on his case, he gets woken up. Chronic finds the kill on UV. RAD, they've got such a good chance here. Still so many ults online. It's a 5 versus 3 already. Make it a 5v4 as Chronic goes down. Kitsune rush on the objective. Everyone from Nightmare just trying to play slow, but there's no nano boost coming. Downpour catches Cuffer. Cuffer will fall. Admiral will go down as well. And RAD, they're going to take this one.
Gonna finish it off at the end. The UV kill from Chronic ends up being the crucial one there, because all of a sudden, if UV was able to stay alive, get that nano, Kuffer gets to Primal, that whole fight could have a very different ending there, but a super important pick. A messy one, really untidy from Nightmare at times, get themselves into these awkward situations, but RAD are good for it. We're going to finish on Sanctum now, so expect a slightly different matchup again, potentially here. A chance for Nightmare to play a bit of a slower comp. See Kuffer already loading up into the Ram, and this one feels like it might be quite a tricky map for the Hazard.
Egbert OW, thanks for the tier 1. Nice side delts. Oh, I know, Egbert. I know. Thank you very much. All right. Totally different matchup here on Sanctum, as again, Nightmare, they're going to roll out on the Ramatra. This is an excellent map for the Ram. Really good to hold space on that high ground, and Lethal's gone over to the Ash as well. A bit more long-range damage consistency compared to the Sojourn. RAD, really, a lot riding on whether or not Chronic and King can find value. PK, I feel like it's going to be difficult for him here versus the Ramatra, but this is Mr. Hazard in North America, so if anyone can do it, I believe that Painkiller can. Good discipline here from Z to not use the Suzu when Painkiller gets anti, so now there's no nade available for NTMR, and it really is Rad's turn to push up. PK goes incredibly deep and just finds an instant kill on Lethal, falling apart for Nightmare right now. Cuffer is stuck in the back. He is just punching away, but he's punching a Hazard. Chronic kills UV. It's looking fantastic for Rad. Rad's going to China. I'm calling it here.
Painkiller gets it done there. Incredible first kill there on Lethal. We talked about how it could be a tricky map for Hazard, long distances to cover, having to get all the way from your side of that left flank to the enemy side, but just goes all the way. One shot's Lethal. Lethal will be a little bit squishier here on the Ash, but normally this map is long enough that you are safe enough. Lethal's going to take a flank.
Thank you for the 124 viewers, Gala. Vamos. Thank you very much. Painkiller getting poked out very hard early on, though. Good swing from Lethal to open that up and poke out the tank. Really doing his job, but now Cuffer's got no form timing. Still no ultimates even close for Nightmare, so RAD, they're going to get another swing. Chronic has his slide force because the Ash is just poking him to high heaven. Nade now onto Chronic as well. Zera might be able to sneak in on the side and find that kill. Looks like he won't, and Chronic has a good flank right now. He's got Rail as well. He might be able to find something. Gets the angle on Lethal, hits the headshot. He's in the back now looking for the kill, but he can't secure it. In the meantime, though, Z has popped the Kitsune rush in main, and everybody from Nightmare is falling over. This is a slow, staggered fight where everyone is dead. It's just Admiral versus the world right now. Finds a late trade onto Lep. Not sure how much that's going to matter in the end. It might matter a little bit, actually, because Lep's respawn is a bit slower. I think he's on a different wave. He's on the same wave. It's all good.
Coming back now, nearly have a Nano Blade here, Nightmare, but they are struggling in this. Lep is 15% off the beat as well, so if he can get that one to help deal with the Nano Blade, could be a really reasonable situation. It's an early downpour, though. Seeper's going to go wide, and UV's just dead. Painkiller catches him napping. Now they come in, and Rad are looking good for it. They're getting the Kellen boost in all of this, and now flying through. They have to run. But any stagger kills here. Oh my god, Admiral, he doesn't have beat. He's going to die. Oh, Chronic is a beautiful shot onto Zera. And the touch is going to be so difficult for Nightmare, even if they have all 5 ults.
Injun! Oh, Cuffer over on the side now. He needs to touch. He's used the form. Chronic pops the clock. Cuffer is just blocking in the corner on point. He is going to fall. Admiral is coming back soon, but not soon enough. Counter nano onto Lethal beat as well. So much defensive availability. Oh my god, it's actually winnable for... Oh, Nightmare can win this. The Nano Blade. Oh, the Blade comes in. Painkiller falls Lep as well. There's no ults left for Rad. Trades it even. It's a 3 versus 3 right now. Chronic slides onto the head out of respect. He will go down. Maybe needed to play that one slow. Nightmare, they clutch this one out. Skin of their pearly whites, but the Blade just didn't find value. The counter nano was good. The counter beat was better still. Lethal now going over to the Sojourn, but Rad, significant ult advantage for this retake. Z has the rush. Nightmare have got nothing at all. Really winnable for Rad here.
Kitsune rush advantage is what they need to deal with. But Kuffer is now onto the Hazard as well, so a full mirror. UV also has huge opportunities with these nades. Gonna try and come through this left-hand side now, poking their way out. Early Kitsune
Oh,
rush, no
it's gonna be
cooldowns have forced, actually. They've Suzu'd it, but Kufa is just out of there as well. Can they find any kills? They are chasing, but they are now off the Kitsune rush here,
With the
Brad.
cap?
And the kite is good. Cap, anyone?
Oh, disaster. Absolute disaster. But Zero gets caught out, actually. Zero trying to stall things out. Nade from UV catches nothing at all. 5 versus 4 situation. King gets traded. No, Renee. What are you doing? Painkillers go down on the objective now. This is so bad for RAD. They don't flip the cap. The boop does not find the kill on Ultraviolet. They can't close it out. RAD, they had such an opportunity. But Z, a little bit overzealous with that Kitsune rush. And now there's no such issue for Nightmare. They have the nano boost. They can nano Cuffer. They can defensively nano. Ultraviolet is going to have perks to nano himself for the final fight. Admiral's closing on a beat, and Lep is nowhere close. Can Painkiller clutch up with a massive downpour? Can we find a solo kill? This is closing on last fight now, Zav.
Coming through this left-hand side, wall out to force for Slide, just trying to clear Kufa out of this one as well. You see a Boop trying to clear some space on the right-hand side as well. They've got space now for Chronic, but UV has this nano ready to go. Down to half HP, Nade is out. Nade doesn't catch anything from UV actually though. Kufa is in deep, will get the nano to keep going. Double nano coming out, the wall is good. Can't finish the kill, but Downpour locks up Kufa. Kufa's trapped in all of this. Painkiller's trying to kill him, Kufa's going to get out. Admiral has the beat. Admiral's going to beat back. Lep is still 18% short. Lethal finds the kill. They're chasing now, all trying to help Kufa out of this when he has the downpour, and Admiral is just going to push him off. He gets out, actually, Painkiller. Chronic has the overclock coming back, but Painkiller is locked up. Someone else needs to get the touch. They lose Z. Painkiller gets to the Mega, but who on earth is going to touch? Lep is going to touch. 98% Vivo, he goes down. Chronic has the overclock soon, but he's the last one alive. Nightmare clutch
An outrageous fumble there. An outrageous fumble from RAD. Really, they had it all. They had the advantaged fight up 99-0 where the enemy had to touch and all they had to do was just keep on fighting forward, neglect the objective. And then on that retake, Z's Kitsune rush, Lep's beat nowhere to be seen. Admiral lapping on beat. Really, just never got that second ult swing for RAD. Absolute disaster scene. Hate to see it as a RAD believer. A RAD to China head. And now the Malgaban is gone. But wait, no, the Malgaban isn't gone. That was Nightmare's Malgaban.
That was Nightmare's Malgaban, yeah. So they still have the opportunity to maybe go like Root, Force Hazard or something potentially, like another Malgaban. Something like that seems maybe quite reasonable. I'm going to grab a drink though, so I'll be right back.
I respect your decision. PK low-key insane, he can't do more? Yeah, no, PK absolutely outrageous performance for that entire map. Just a ping-pong wizard. Never is he dead, never is he pre-fighted, finding kills in the neutral again and again. That final fight through thick and thin, surviving it all. But God, that downpour onto Cuffer, the fact that they couldn't get the kill on the nano Cuffer, needed someone body blocking, needed someone just tanking the heals so the Cuffer could go down. Maybe some back shots for little Cuffer, but God, what more can Painkiller do? And then King dying here in this clutch. King dying on the objective 5v4. Oh yeah, I'll check out this TikTok now, Maria. I've seen this guy, yes. Will this auto loop? It will not auto loop. It will just stop. Yeah, I've seen this guy. And now I can't close the tab, so I have to hide the clean feed. Nice. You can auto scroll? Apparently so, Anian. I'm not an expert on using TikTok on my computer. Looks minimizing. Can someone give me a sub for no ads? Danny, I'm literally running like 5 minutes of ads or something. I think I'm running 5 or 6 minutes of ads. I don't even have many. But that being said, it would be fantastic if somebody could give Danny a sub. If you give 2 subs, you get that Rainy Day Tracer skin that everyone quite literally already has. Oh, yep. Gift one. Yeah, if you gift 1 to Danny and 1 to Gala. Wait. No, Gala already has 1. Just give me money. That's the takeaway here. Actually, I was watching FPL like 2 days ago, and on this computer, I don't have whatever ad blocker set up I have on my home computer. And I was watching RuPaul play FPL, and I got an ad, and I just instantly bought Twitch Turbo. Like, I just couldn't handle it. Like, there's no way that I'm going to directly give RuPaul money, so I just went straight to Twitch Turbo. I had to cut out the middleman because I was like, I'm not sitting through a 3-minute ad break right now. Just Turbo, refresh page, done. Like, I couldn't handle it. Yeah, usually the ad breaks come in waves. So if Danny's complaining about an ad, it probably means that you two will be complaining about an ad. The fact that you're not subbed, Muesli, is sickening. Oh, you think it's time for another set of lat raises? I think so. Oh. Oh. Move this couch back a little. We can get a better angle for it. Yeah, that's perfect, isn't it? Looks good to me. Cardio. Oh, there's a first time chat. I'll look into this. Maybe we'll do 20. Oh, the chat's moving fast, but I can't read it. I don't have eyes. And I've lost count. Let's call this 9, 10. Oh, we're in Surabasa. Is there a Malga ban? What's the other ban? Just hidden by my webcam. It's an honor ban. They're playing a Malga mirror. Pack it up. Wait, Kuffa's on Hazard now. The script has been flipped. Oh, my shoulders are tired. I don't know if I can do 20.
Just in time.
I'm not counting. Oh, that race done.
You do another set?
16. Yeah.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
I like it when boys whimper. That's nice for you, and he stays split about that. I bet he whimpers like a little girl. Anyway. We've seen the script be completely flipped here, where now it's Kuffa on the Hazard and Painkiller over to the Malga. Interested to see whether or not this works out. Lethal has started Sombra. Not sure if that is, a new era meta read or in anticipation of something different from Rad, but let's see if they can make it work. Maybe this is another Ghoul Tech classic.
Looking for it here. It's going to be Sombra, Genji, which we've seen quite a lot out of Nightmare right now. Trying to chase out this Genji on the right-hand side. Forces him move away back. Slow pokey is normally the way on this one, so a difficult one for Kuffa to find the engage on. We're going to start forcing point. Kuffa's come around the side onto left. Hits the slash, but Zera's one gets punished for it. 1-for-1 trade, but Kuffa is awfully low on point. He still found a kill, but now they can't seem to finish it. Lethal's going to run for his life. TP out, but he has been scouted. They concede the first flip here, but Rad can keep fighting.
It looked like a little bit of a bag fumble from left there in particular, to be honest. The fact that he did not heal King when King went crazy on the Echo, and then afterwards got taken down by Kuffa. A bit of a double negative performance there from poor Lep. And then King has gone and mirrored the Genji, which I think is interesting because I really thought that Echo was a good pick there. It feels like he can, maybe zone out Zero a little bit, make things work, but he's just adjusted as a result of his first death. And now Rad, they're stepping up through main. No ultimates online as of yet, but Kuffa's in the back, dueling out King, and he has to use his dash for that. Flip to point.
Flip to point right now, getting back on it. No, I was having to close for Preds. All the mods have gone to bed. Real jobs, quote unquote. But right now, Kuffa is doing his real job, blocking in a corner, surviving this just about, and they confirm the kill. He'll hang on, and this should just be first point for Nightmare off the back of this.
That's a rough one for Rad. King goes down early again. Left as well. Left now making the swap over to the Lucio, feeling like he's a little bit too much of a victim on the Brigitte. But that just means that Rad is going to be at a comical ult deficit for the next few fights. Left 16% to beat. King 35% to Blade. Nightmare basically closing on 5 here. Only Ollie's rally is a teensy tiny bit behind, but let's see if that actually matters. EMP fights are going to be so difficult to deal with unless Z can hit an absolutely monstrous Ray. Manual hack comes out onto Painkiller, but he gets the pin back, so no real consequence here, but now comes the EMP, fast tempo push from Nightmare. Lethal doesn't have TP, will get himself traded out, but Lep has fallen again. Lep is having an absolute stinker right now in these neutrals. Still winnable for Rad though, they've got the Ray, Z is in the back, Cover jumps up, misses the slash, use the Ray, Z!
Oh, tilt back and out, they'll fall in the end. Didn't fancy the clutch in that one, they give it up there. Good virus by Lethal with the tail end of that EMP to confirm the second kill. Will end up being an efficient fight win for Nightmare, just the EMP for that. Now a big ult fight again, and maybe importantly for Rad, there's now no EMP to worry about, so Painkiller can cage freely.
Cage fight will be so strong for RAD. If they get the Cage Ray combo off, it will be very difficult for Nightmare to outplay it. Maybe Cuffer's downfall has some, some opportunity to do that in the sense that he can ham up everyone in the cage, but they're just going to go first tempo. They only catch someone that is very safe inside. Now Painkiller pops the cage. That has gone down. Counter Ray in response from Ultraviolet. Every ult being thrown into this fight. Now Ray Blade is so powerful though, and Zira is slicing through everybody on RAD. Z invested the Ray and all of that inside the cage trade, but RAD, their DPS ults weren't online. Lep is only 60% of this beat still. So Nightmare, they close out that fight. RAD, they're going to have one more chance.
One more chance for
Expect
Nightmare.
a fast fight from Nightmare here.
Did spend the bank, yeah. They might just hold close, look to go early. Look at the positioning here right now. Admiral's already walked up. Lethal on the side as well. They just need to be careful as they walk up here. Rad can even just start with Overclock, make sure they clear all of his angles. Chronic actually going to go for a flank in all of this right now. Gets himself through the initial angle. Painkiller's taken a load of damage on the way in here, so that will slow him down a little bit. Z is behind, and Zero's just wandered in and killed them. And now it's a disaster. Zero's just wandered in and got two. They're going to try and blade for it now, but it's too little too late, potentially, from King. He's going for more. They have got the flip. Low on HP, and Zero might regret dashing in here. Actually, Painkiller gets the stomp. King will just about survive. Admiral is low. They've died on point right now. They're flipping it right back, and it's only King who's even remotely close. Can he go over the top and get it? Does he have dash for it? He's going to go. He does still have a touch, actually, right now. Oh, Painkiller, he's going to die for it right now. Wall up a choke. Big trouble now for RAD Esports. They have to try and stagger back onto this if they can. Chronic's going to walk up. He has the overclock. He's not popping it, though. Trying to hold on to this one. Kuffers will dive back onto him. He's trying to survive. Can't survive. Painkiller is back on point. But Zero and Kuffer, they've just gone past Painkiller. They've killed everyone else. Now they'll come back and kill the Malga. 2 in a row for Nightmare.
A little bit of an anti-clutch situation there for RAD Esports. They keep getting these staggered touches on, but never does anybody want to use the ult to try and turn the fight, and that just means Nightmare's lapping them now on the ultimates. We've already got another EMP, Blade, Rally, Downpour, so much being thrown in. We still haven't seen the first ult from Chronic nor Lep. Lep is in the back for the beat. He dodges the EMP, gets the counter beat. That is so good. Lethal will fall as well. So finally, Nightmare losing a bit of momentum. EMP fight comes up with nothing. Great counter beat from Lep there. Good reaction overall, and RAD, they win the fight very cleanly.
Saw the decision time for Lethal there. He waits around the corner, lets the Malga walk past, hoping that other people come behind him to drop my EMP. Oh, Zero, unbelievable trade. But then Lethal doesn't see anyone, sees for Lucio, still goes for it. Could have just had more discipline there. Just let them walk in further. Realize Painkiller was alone, start poking him out. So Rad will win that fight. An important one to counter the EMP fight. Coming up to their Ray Cage overclock as well. So more powerful combos. They give a flip for free though out of all of that. They were waiting for King, but that's all they were waiting for. So really surprised that they give that one up for free.
It was a 4v4, Zero traded with King, so really no purpose to that at all. Now Lep's going to go down. Chronic pops the clock from a very awkward angle. Still gets caught by the downfall because he cannot slide far enough. And this is just a disaster fight for Rad. They give the flip for literally nothing. Zero loses the side fight to King, so a late trade onto him. Cuffer is pressing ever forward, but King dies even later still. So it is just a disaster for Rad. We're closing on last fight of the map, Xavier. And Nightmare, they've got Ray Blade again. They have defensive tools to win this cage fight. They can just Ray and Blade inside the cage, and it's going to be so difficult for Rad to close it out.
They should have a Ray Blade of their own, but the cage should be the swing factor. They come flying in now. Hag vote onto Painkiller. He can't drop a cage just yet. Blade comes through from Zero, looking for something. They've just walked forward with Ray right now, and UV is holding the Ray. They're playing for 2 fights here, I think, Nightmare. They're just happy to exchange this one for the Ray, and now they get to take this next fight. They have Ray and EMP for Painkiller's cage.
Yeah, they're pushing deep now, trying to find a kill onto Cuffer. Looks like Zira is somewhere behind as well, not forced out. This is going to give Admiral a little bit of extra rally charge, I suppose, when he gets back to spawn. But Lethal has the EMP, which means Painkiller's cage, their winning condition, not going to come out in time. EMP comes out onto Chronic. Chronic does not live. King finds the trade onto Lethal. Cage now comes out, but it is a cage countered by Ray. Everyone is pushing inside Painkiller's cage right now. The deflect from Zira stops the lifesteal from Painkiller, and that is going to be all she wrote for Rad here on Suravasa. 14% to touch, only Chronic and Z alive. There will be no touch. That's the map.
Yeah, Painkiller's gone to Doom, Tracer, all the fast swaps, so they're just getting killed on the way in, and now it'll be Nightmare 2-0 in the series. I think some people in chat say, did Lep only get 1 beat in that map?
Yes, yes.
That's not a lot of beats.
No, that's a very low number of beats, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Very low number of beats indeed. Looks like, unfortunately, poor little Lep having a very rough time on that map. Died twice on the Brigitte, swapped to the Lucio, died another 3 times or something before his first beat fight. The one beat that he got off was golden.
Yeah, it was actually really good.
One beat, yeah, it was a really good beat. But, you know, if Admiral's rallying 3 times and Lep's beating once, you've got a problem. You've got a problem. And I mean, we saw this on Nepal as well, where Admiral got 2 beats on Sanctum, Lep only got 1, and it cost them so heavily. Spending a little bit too much time fighting with the Genji over on the side, not getting enough poke in or enough AoE healing in to actually get your beats online. And I mean, it's costing them pretty heavily right now. They're down 0-2. Felt like there were some real shades of competition on map 1, but those just vanished on map 2.
Yeah, I got the numbers up now. It was 2.4k healing for Lep across that one.
Oh, that's a disaster.
So, yeah,
that is a disaster.
Half of Admiral, or under half of Admiral here, which will explain a lot of the slow beat charge as well. Not making up for it in damage either at all. And yeah, I mean, you talk about so many of these comps, especially even when it's Malgavi Hazard, it still ends up being so many fights in Overwatch are just big ult trades. And if you're just a couple of beats shorter map, it's a real hole to try and climb yourself out of. And RAD, well and truly in the hole right now.
Yeah, no success digging themselves out of the hole. Fantastic downpour from Kuffer there. The shift back 180 downpour really catches Chronic unawares in his clock fight. Already that clock was, you know, it was destined for failure when Chronic is swinging in a tight choke and Kuffer's right there to match him. Just can't find the opening. But geez, RAD, I mean, now what can they do? They can ban out Malga again, but they've seen that, you know, they're struggling a little bit into the Hazard, and maybe after their Winston performance on map 1, we're not going to see Nightmare so keen to play the monkey into the Hazard. They might just square up in a mirror if we have another Hazard matchup, and at that point, it's going to be really difficult for RAD because Nightmare is a formidable Hazard team.
Yeah, agreed. I'm in a brownie.
That's all right. That's all right. We haven't got to constantly wank on the... Oh, no, sorry. Making viewers uncomfortable again. My bad.
Why does it always get so gay?
If
Nothing
only
wrong
RAD
with
had
that.
Christopher, grow up, Oren.
Is that Oren, aka Christiefa fan?
Yes, that is Christy F. a fan. Did you see his daily affirmations?
No.
Seriously?
No, I haven't. Is it on his Twitter?
Oren is... Yeah, it is. Oren is severely mentally ill, is my understanding.
In a good way?
No, not in a good way.
Oh.
He's also got a mustache that's like me adjacent, and it just... It suits him. It suits him about as well as it suits me, which is... Oh, shave that shit off your lip, mate.
Where am I looking for affirmations?
Just go to Oren's Twitter, and when you
There's so
see his
many.
face...
Morning prayers? Oh, okay.
Morning prayers, yeah.
Donald Trump, please let Christy Effer win against Team Peps today. Donald Trump, please let Christy Effer win against Team Peps today. Please, Donald Trump, please give Christy Effer and his wife their holiday to Hangzhou. Donald Trump.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah, it worked. He manifested a win for the boys, but it's not healthy. It's not healthy.
Followed by a lot more.
Have you seen all these
AI
videos?
videos.
Kjor posts as well? Kjor's got to be like the biggest Chris hater of all time. Like, go to Kjor's Twitter right now and just look at what he tweets all the time. After that,
Come hate watch TU live with me. Chris CF after he
he
gets
just
a
keeps
broad
posting
message.
Chris AI. that one was good. Chris, when he gets gifted a brawl meta to slingshot himself out.
Yeah, his last YouTube video, a thorough and hopefully somewhat funny critique of TU's last 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think that Kjor might not like Chris.
The 4 commandments of how to go 2 and 5. Yeah, it seems like there's a bit of a targeting here.
Yeah, it feels a little bit personal.
A coaching offer here with, yeah, okay.
Look at his rate, though. Like, this guy is actually worthless in terms of how he values his time.
Yeah, 8 hours for $100.
Yep. I don't know,
That's
dude.
a day's work.
You want to buy 8 hours of coaching from Kjor and make him work for like $12 an hour? You can do that. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Giving it away. Oh, over to the next map, are we?
Ooh. All right, Rad, in the situation where they will need to try and reverse sweep their way out of trouble.
No Malga ban.
All right. Well, I guess because they want to play the Malga. A classic Havana ban Zen.
Havana music is insane. When I have Overwatch open, I have it muted. Like, I turn music down to 0. The Havana music is sick.
Good for it.
Where is Clear? Stupid question. He's sitting on the bench, watching. Yeah, I think that this is one of the more awkward maps to make the Malga work into a double flex comp. And I mean, I would, you know, if you asked me this a few days ago, wait, Rad, listening.
Listening.
Thanks, Sig. Yes, Sig. Yes, Sig.
They have Kiri Gendry, I think. That's their second
Point.
They have Surge.
On Kiri, I think.
Okay, I'm fighting the Sig.
Wait, I might have trolled. Oh, I trolled.
You wanna...
Oh,
I
no.
think I want to go red.
You wanna lose
We're gonna
your...
go red. I want to go red.
I'm top man.
Yeah.
I think that,
Tick top right.
oh yeah, this is a good
Okay.
swap. These are really good swaps right now. I feel like now, Rad's
okay,
comp
by
is
the way.
much better.
I'm walking Sod right now.
I can walk on their Sig soon. No rock, I'm walking in 3, 2, and walking Sig.
No speed to kite out Cuffer. He's just going to give space. They're just going to get the free push.
Yeah.
On
Wait for
bottom,
Carver.
His listening's a long.
I can go for a... Wait,
Yeah, we get like a really long.
Sig.
It's always first fight. It's always ages.
2 and swinging.
They burned it. We're ready to burn it.
He's on top right. On top right. I form on the
I can't push. I can't push.
No nade.
On the low.
Here, just TP back. I want to push this Genji. 3,
Yeah, I'm on it.
2, 1.
Cannot force Zero out.
Can do one.
Showing me.
I do well.
I gotta live. One. We have all the space. I'm gonna take top right soon.
Gendry no
Push
D.
on bottom. I want to walk in the 6 soon.
Oh,
I think it's
that was
over.
it.
I think it's finally over. Cuffer giving a lot of space, just giving
he's
calf push
trying
over
again.
and over again. Chronic doesn't know how to slide to high ground, but unfortunately Zero is going to just win the side fight. Kills King, kills Lep. So already a bit of a disaster look for Rad, because now Nightmare, look at their ult bank, dude. Like, bit of calf push conceded. Painkiller goes down comically late, but God, Nightmare have everything.
Yeah, every single ult to throw into this one here. They can start with maybe a Kitsune Rush trade, but again, if Kuffer gets any trouble, he can flux his way out of trouble, can get nanoed out of trouble here. Really difficult fight. Need just more ultimates, really. I think if anything, Rad, I'm probably looking. Maybe I can start with Kitsune Rush too, but I've got to be ready to kite and maybe just trade this ult one for multiple.
Jeez. I mean, look, if they can kite out these ultimates, I mean, it's kind of hard for Nightmare to push with a lot of them. They are more reactive across the board, but they are going to... Oh, wait, King's gone in on the side. Cuffer goes for the flux now. It is massive. King is deflecting, but I think he's going to fall to the ground regardless. So down goes King. One ultimate for another fight win. Rush comes out from Z in this situation. Feels a little bit controversial, but Nightmare have answered back with 2 support ultimates. So maybe it's not the end of the world. Even a late pick from Chronic onto Lethal, I feel like it looked like a terrible ult for Rad, but suddenly Nightmare have just used 3 ults.
Yeah, it felt like UV and Admiral just kind of making the same decision at the same time right now as well. We maybe need one more ult. Kuffer's in a little bit of danger type thing. Zero's in a bit of danger. They both dropped the ult, and now they are very short for this next one here. Double DPS ult here from Nightmare, so as long as Lep can get his beat off to deal with any sort of blade attempts or anything like that, they should be good for it.
There is a chance now for Rad. They've really got the ult swing. Nightmare, they're up against the wall. Beat to counter out the blade. Clock should always be awkward and can be mirrored by Chronic as well. So honestly, as good of an opportunity as they could ever ask for. Massive deflect from Zero on the side, but now Zero's got no D. It's surely time for Rad to start pushing up. Posturing forward, nade from UV catches nothing as well. But Rad, they're just not finding their push timing. They have the ults, but if they keep playing slow, Cuffer's going to have himself another flux. They need to go. Do something. Here they go. Amp on main, up goes Clock from Lethal to counter, but still, the push has come through. Beat for the Blade. Zero, he's just going to kite back. Blade and Clock invested now from Rad. King is slept though, so there might be a trade. Maybe not.
Yeah, good for it in the end here. They do get the kills off the back of that. Bit of overclock in the end from products to help finish all of this off. Car's been rolling through a significant part of this as well, so it should just be first point for Rad here. Eventually able to get themselves an ult advantage, and they do convert it here. Over onto second point. Just in the nick of time for Rad, 10 seconds to spare. And they'll have another chance. If they've got ults to keep going, Kitsune Rush, Annihilation, ults to really put some of these players from Nightmare in a difficult position. Because again, no speed, so anytime that Ram gets on top of a Sigma, really hard for Kuffer to get out. Zero again.
Zero wins the side fight again. He's so good for it on the Genji. Such a consistent team. So Zero just taking scalps over on the left-hand side of the map. RAD, I mean, they've got this Annihilation to try and push onto Kuffer, but now Nightmare, they've once again got the response. Ultraviolet's got that counter nano, Kuffer can flux out of dodge as well. And suddenly it's looking like RAD, you know, it's going to be really awkward for them. Nightmare's setting up for a spawn camp as well. Look, we've got Admiral top right, playing really far, just going to make this cross feel like hell. Admiral, are they even going to poke him out, or are they just going to try and go past him? Looks like King wants to match, Painkiller wants to push. Painkiller's in a bit of trouble though. Z has to invest the Kitsune Rush. There are back shots for Z right now. Oh, jeez, like there's so much damage coming out on to RAD. Nano Boost invested now onto Zera. No trade, or 2 trades for RAD actually, so maybe a little bit of a disaster fight for Nightmare. Their spawn camp not going the way they needed. Suzy Q goes wide for Z, but it doesn't matter because the spawn hold has been broken. Kuffer will die.
There we go. Happy with that trade in the end. They get their way through. The Kitsune Rush works out. And in the end, not too expensive either. It's just a 1 support ult for 1 support ult trade. RAD, that they can set up close. They can maybe even get Painkiller in a position where he can sort of stuff this next choke, where the Annihilation can just do loads of work. So difficult for Nightmare to find space coming out in this top area. Might have to rely again on Zera and Admiral to bust open the side fight.
I mean, they're good for it. Historically, they are good for it. Painkiller's holding top right now. If he keeps brawling here, he can really give Kuffer some trouble, but he gets rocked. He's so low. If he doesn't get Suzu, he does get Suzu. Great save from Z. And Chronic snaps back onto Lethal. So 1 player advantage right now. There's a Kitsune Rush from Admiral, but the rock goes wide for Kuffer. And RAD, they've kited out this rush. It's their time to shine now. They've got Painkiller on the objective. He's using the form just to punch up onto Kuffer on the high ground. Blade from Zera gets nothing. Counterbeat is good. Counter Blade from King now, and Zera will fall. Cart keeps on rolling. Kuffer's stuck unawares, and this is a disaster for Nightmare. Oh, King, you fucking half-wit.
They've still got players on cart, but there's still quite a way for it to roll. Kuffer is coming back on Doom, Zera on Tracer. They want to go fast. Lethal's going to come back with Overclock, but they still have Annihilation for point. Suzu to wake up Chronic right now. The Annihilation should be so hard to deal with. Kuffer is... Painkiller's going to pop it right now, deleting everyone. 1-for-1 trade coming out here. Lethal's going to go deep, but needs more kills right now. They're still trying to force point. King will finish the job, coming back from respawn just in the nick of time. TP onto point, Zera onto point, but the Annihilation does so much in the end there. And RAD, they get second point.
Chronic and PK both really did their jobs there. Chronic with a fantastic clock over on the side. Painkiller holding down the objective with that Annihilation. Enemy team has to touch, has to keep feeding into the Annihilation, keeps it rolling all along. And King, I mean, even though he died pre-fight, he actually came back and killed Lethal while he was clocking in the backline. So, you know, good things come to those who feed, I suppose. Z now has the Kitsune Rush, but again, we've got a Nano Boost online for Ultraviolet. Kuffer's made the swap over to the Ram, and King dies on the side for the millionth time this map. Kuffer's in their spawn.
Yeah, Kuffer's walking away forward now on that Ram Mirror. Sleep's going to come through as well. And the power of the Ana in some of these just means they can bully Painkiller a lot in these frontline trades. Just keep nading that tank around his shield timing, allow Kuffer to get later forms, and just keep bullying Painkiller back. For now, Kitsune Rush is available for Z once they get their respawns and they regroup. And now we don't need to really worry about side fights as much. It's a much narrower part of the map on third point here, so more of a team brawl. Going to be a retake here. Kitsune Rush as we go into the final 30 seconds to kick it off from Z in a second. Nano response available from UV. But for now, just pocketing it up. Nade comes out. Doesn't find anything though. Kitsune Rush to kick it off.
Rush comes out. Kuffer, he is nano boosted on the cart. Trade. Z has been pressured in the back. She's had to use Suzu. Painkiller slept up in main again. But right now, they haven't really gotten any value from this nano turn. Painkiller's native, has to play slow, has to get healed up to full. Zera once again fighting on the side, but there's no ultimates for RAD as of yet. Zera's going to have that blade a little bit quicker. Lep has been good matching with beat, but maybe this time Zera's going to be ahead on it. Lep is 90% on the beat, but Chronic goes down to Lethal's rail. Disaster. Zera's in the back. Painkiller's slept for the millionth time. Lep has the beat. Zera's very low. Now that the beat comes out, all they need to do is kite and answer back. But Admiral, he gets the beat, but Ultraviolet has already fallen. Here comes the blade so soon. 3 ultimates online for Nightmare. I don't think it's going to be enough for RAD.
Annihilation on point as well, and Painkiller, he's nearly going to have Annihilation. He can pop it back, but Ice Boot's on point. There was maybe half a chance if he could just get on point, but not going to be. And RAD, they scraped it over the line on first point, scraped it over the line on second point, but just out of time, out of chances on third point here. So it's a pretty reasonable push, all things considered, on Havana. First point, not straightforward, neither second. So there's a chance here for RAD, but now a clear win condition for Nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, look, Nightmare is really solid on the attack here. We see historically they're happy to match on Sigma comps. They're happy to play rush-orientated comps where they throw Cuffer out on the Winston, on the Ramatra. Really, Nightmare have so many different options in terms of their attacking comp. Whereas Rad, I feel like there's not that much flexibility. I feel like if they start on a Sigma comp, Nightmare are just going to be running them down. And no, there is no Sigma comp. We're actually just going to see Ram from Painkiller, and I feel like that opens the door for Nightmare to just respond back by coming out on Malga, making it difficult that way. So really, no great defensive answers for Rad. They just have to die on the sword here of a Ram mirror and hope that Cuffer wants to square up in the mirror. But really, I mean, watch Ultraviolet in these neutrals. He's been doing so much every single fight. Painkiller is slept every 15 seconds.
Yeah, the nades for sleeps just going straight into him. Then Kuffer is just winning the front line by a mile. You factor in as well, NetZero's just been dominant on the side fight as well. If you're winning the main fight, if you're winning the side fight, you're probably in a pretty reasonable position to convert the map.
There's a chance. There's more than a chance.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
A good place to start, I reckon.
Yeah, I think starting 2-0 up and then not getting full cap is a great way to start. Lep gets naded out the spawn doors and Cuffer, he's just popped the form fast. He's pushing on the side. This is classic Cuffer right now on the Ramatra. Really aggressive play. Always pops that form quick and goes for deep pushes. Lethal over on the side. Oh my god. Lethal is kept alive, but Ultraviolet will fall instead. The trades are so bad for Rad though. You can't trade in a spawn camp. And Cuffer's found all of the kills, so it's not even a trade. It is just a fight win for Nightmare. So really, what is that? 30 seconds bled off the clock, but Rad, they just can't get it done in this first fight.
Yeah, no, Painkiller will be the last to fall here. Doesn't catch the same wave as his backline here. Will respawn. No ult to speak of for either team right now. We're closer to half at most. We'll get another chance in this one, but you can see Lethal has walked up early already. And look at Kuffer, he's hiding on the stairs. He knows they might want to go for that rotation, so he's going to try and poke and catch him early, put a lot of damage on this, and deny Rad trying to get any sort of free fight situation.
Painkiller's taking so much damage on this walk. His shield wasn't blocking Cuffer's damage, and Cuffer was just beaming him. Cuffer's already 60% to that annihilation. Just ram trades up in main right now. Zera invests the dash and the deflect now.
Nade.
Potentially another push timing for Rad, but the nade slows Painkiller down. He doesn't want to swing. There's a nano boost coming very soon for Ultraviolet, but Z is matching on ult charge. Sleep onto Painkiller again. A nade soon to follow. No nade as of yet. Maybe the nade will come a little bit later. It is soon to come. Z has used that Kitsune Rush now. Nade lands on Painkiller, but maybe the Kitsune Rush will come actually help with that. Nano onto Cuffer will allow Chronic to fall, though he kites into the Rush, which is into the nanoed Cuffer, and I don't know if Rad can clutch this one out. King slept up in the back. Supports are hammed up by Cuffer's slow. Nothing's going Rad's way right now.
No, Painkiller stuck anchoring point, but the cart's moved quite a lot here, so I don't really know if there's any sort of reasonable touch at all from this one. And again, it's all about UV's cooldowns here. Just sending the ult trade so far, or the frontline trade rather, so far in their direction.
Yeah, I mean, there's no recontest opportunity for Rad. Nightmare still they've managed to hang on to 4 ultis here. Even if second point is close on ults, you can see Nightmare, they're pushed so far forward. Admiral's back on carpet. Everyone else wants to go for a fast fight, make Rad's walk difficult. Cuffer already has to use the form. He's jammed up in the corner, but there's a double angle. Lethal is bottom right. Zera's in a little bit of trouble right now. King is bearing down on him, but Zera will survive. And the card is moving already. Remember, Nightmare, they were spawn camping before. Rad have no such luxury. Clock comes out from Lethal on the flank. Blade from Zera as well. Double DPS coming up trumps as there's no ult response from Rad. Now we just need someone to get over to the cart and start blocking it. Oh.
King gets the better of him. We'll get that late trade. King's going to dive onto point as well, trying to get the second, but Admiral helps UV out of that one. They do give a trade, though, so we'll need to go pick up Zera from spawn here. It looks like Kuffer's not that interested in fighting forward. Lethal is, though, taking an early shot with that rail. Now Kuffer's going to walk forward as Zera will rejoin this fight. It's going to be Annihilation, Nano at the choke. Beats to be traded into all of this as well. It's a slight ult advantage for Rad, but they might have to use a few more just to get through this door.
Yeah, they've got no space. They're on the retake. They've actually got the right side for free because of that late trade. Cuffer's pushing into spawn. Not sure who he's chasing. This annihilation felt like low value, but in the end, it has forced out the beat from Lep, and Lep is still in a spot of bother. Blade from King is good, though. He takes down 1, make that 2, but 2 trades in response from Nightmare. They're not done yet. Make it 3. Painkiller's probably going to have to use this annihilation here at this rate. Nothing but an expensive fight for them. Out comes the annihilation, and straight away the kite is perfect from Nightmare. Admiral gets out out of dodge, Zira as well. Still, we've got Kuffa on the cart, so the job is not done for RAD. Even through all of this, they have players respawning. Kuffa continues to pressure the objective, and UV is about to be back with another nano. Chronic has to use the clock up on the high ground, but he can't see anybody. He finds Lethal, just delivered a kill, blinking into his line of sight. Maybe they've weathered the storm.
Nano on Kuffa right now, but Chronic's good for another one. Now he's pushing UV in the backline as well. Admiral is there to mark it, but Lep is helping. They're still doubling down. Trades will be enough for RAD in this situation. Admiral is stuck in. Chronic with another one. Chronic will get all the cleanup in the end here, and they will send Nightmare back.
Oh, I mean, honestly, the fact that UV used Nano in that turn really puts RAD back in a position where they've got themselves a chance. There's only 2 minutes left on the clock. They've actually done a good job of bleeding down the timer, all things considered. Z's got that Kitsune rush, which means they can go for an aggressive fight. Always got to be careful of Zero with the blade, though. He is nasty on the Genji, and gotta sleep onto Chronic pre-fight. Can we Suzu that? They're not even gonna Suzu it. Painkiller shields it, and that means that the Suzu is preserved. Nade goes deep, though. Painkiller and King are both naded. King is being chased inside right now, and he will fall. Left 1 versus 2 inside the blade. Zero pulls the blade and goes down to Lep. Finally, a carry performance from Lep. Massive exchange right now, and RAD back in the driver's seat. Painkiller is under a little bit of pressure up on the high ground. Z has that rush, doesn't want to use it, uses the TP. Now Kuffa is behind enemy lines, uses the take down Chronic. Where's the rush, Z?
There it is. There it is. Is this one of those better late than never situations, right?
Oh, it's a day late and a dollar short situation, Xavier.
Disaster. King good for 1, but they will secure in this point, and this is where it gets really tricky for RAD, because remember, their push on third wasn't very good. Look how close that checkbox is. This is a really awkward place to try and stop the cart for RAD for 2.5 minutes.
Such bad space now for RAD, just for the remainder of the map. And they're going to have to contend with big ult swings. Maybe 2 cycles of it with 2 minutes 20 on the clock. Really, that was a massive fumble from RAD. Greeding on the Kitsune rush, constantly being pressured back by nades, but never having the swing that they needed in response. Disaster. King's over here on the side, being forced back very, very far. And the cart just keeps on rolling. Kuffa's used the form. Chronic pre-fighted by Lethal. Last chance for RAD. Painkiller has to use that.
Defensive Nano Lep dies with beat. Admiral's going to beat now. They can all focus down Painkiller. He's going to get deleted, and it's just over. Desperation Blade from King right now, but he's just swinging at air. 1 slice onto Admiral. It's not enough. Lep is back with beat, but there's no one to beat. He can't even get the touch. Here comes Lep. And it's another day late. It's another dollar short. And then eventually, if you're enough days late, if you're enough dollars short, you're just going to get evicted.
RAD's bankrupt. RAD has gone bankrupt, and Nightmare have eliminated RAD from OWCS. It's the end of the story for them. I think Kellen's bedroom door opening in response. Yeah. Nasty.
It's a shame as well, because there's competitive maps in there, you know, where I think you can look at it from RAD's POV and just be like, there's ways for us to win these maps.
It felt like that Havana was remarkably winnable at times. Like they played the clock a lot.
As well, right?
Nepal is the closest of the lot, right?
Yeah.
Like 99 dogfight at the end. Every Koth point super competitive. Nightmare maybe having a little bit of a blunder with the matchup that they were playing. It wasn't working very well for them. But end of the day, there's no such thing as a close 3-0, is there?
No, well, it's something to be said. If you get it close every time, but you come up short every time, and the other team probably is just doing X amount better than you and deserves to go through, and I think it's probably hard to argue, really. Big picture that Nightmare don't deserve to continue, and we'll get that matchup with Timeless in the lower bracket next week.
Timeless versus Nightmare. I feel like Timeless, they didn't have a very strong showing today. Looked a little bit rocky. Luke Minnow on the Kiriko and Esperanza making it competitive, but other than that, I mean, there wasn't much rock, was there? That was domination. That was almost 200-0 on the Koth, the Timeless. So Blissey equals Thanos. Yeah, that's my understanding.
I've heard the same talk.
Yeah. And Nog friend, I'm thinking about it. No, there's no marbles today, guys. There's no marbles. Yeah, big day for you.
Yeah, it's been an up and down day. Korea was like a bit rough at the start. The show match was kind of like, it was fun, right? Because it was kind of just trolling, but it was like there was an element of It was just a bunch of players had already been eliminated, and they sort of did a show match on stage, picked teams, everyone off-rolled.
In Korea?
Yeah, in Korea, yeah.
Oh.
It was decent fun, though. Like, the players all seemed to have, like, happy to take the piss, right? Like, Pepe was on DPS, locked in the Widow, and then the observers just put on his POV every time as he was hopelessly trying to play Widow into Maka, who is unfortunately, tank aim situation versus a flex support aim hit situation. But Pepe kept at it for the whole of Junkertown. So I appreciate.
How did Pepe play Sigma on a different role?
Yeah, unfortunately, none of the other characters seem to have the same sort of aim mechanics as Sigma, so the translation was not good.
Yeah, Sigma's got a little bit of a unique aim style, Just because Kaluj was the best Doom in the world, just because he was the best Sigma in the world didn't mean that he was going to be the best Doom in the world, unfortunately.
You know who was good
slow
for
players.
Aid on tank was actually, like, I know everyone was sort of off-rolling anyway, but Aid actually looked for fucking business. Like, it's possible that Milgaru isn't even the best ball in the family, and it's actually Aid.
Yeah, I forgot that it's a two brothers situation with those guys. Aid and Milgizzy.
Yeah, but then the game itself... Yeah, Korea was actually good, though. Like, for Grand Final, actually pretty decent. It did always feel like Zeta were fighting uphill.
Yeah, I was thinking I might watch it, the Korea games now. Because, yeah, I had some private coaching, but I might just, AFK on the stream and watch the games instead, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
It's worthwhile. It's interesting as well, because obviously you get teams basically not playing the Malga, and it feels very much like, actually, in fact, Zeta were also just bullied into situations where they thought, like, actually, the Malga's not that good, right? We can't keep playing this. I think if teams start to run the Ana and the Farah, all of a sudden, the Malga's life just becomes really a bit awkward.
It's another case of a fake meta where people become completely convinced that one hero is the only pickable one, but then, in certain regions where players have certain heroes that they can play, that meta becomes a lie, just a total lie.
Yeah, like, it was maybe one or two situations where Zeta Vision were able to force, like, through the maps and the bans, essentially force a situation where Crazy Raccoon were kind of stuck, but that was also actually still the vast minority of maps,
Yeah. Let's boot up OWCS probably are. Or maybe I'll just do it off your... No, I won't do it off your VOD. Do it off the Korea VOD,
Ooh.
Playoffs Grand... Oh my god, it's an 8-hour VOD, the Playoffs Grand Finals.
It'll have the show match in it, but the only bad thing about the show match is it was like... It overran, essentially, so it was like 2 hours of show match rather than an hour and a half. Yeah.
Team White versus Team Black.
Yeah. Yeah, Chrissy was saying he had that original suggestion when OWCS started, but to make it Black versus White, but they didn't take him up on it.
Shocker, but on brand for CRISPR, I suppose. Yeah. Oh well, I guess I'll sit here and watch a little bit of Zeta Crazy Raccoon, see if there's anything to be gleaned from this.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Oh wait, we've got a cover interview.
Thank you so much for taking the time for a quick
Oh,
chat.
pause.
You guys are keeping yourselves alive here in a start of a lower bracket run. We need to talk about the composition we got to see on Suravasa though. You guys were rocking up with that Hazard comp. Walk us through the thought process behind that composition and how you make that work in a Maga meta.
I love his post
I'm not going to give too many details away, but we think it's like a pretty strong comp. I mean, we played Borga yesterday in our first map against Liquid, and we lost that map, so we were like, we can try this other comp that we're pretty confident on. I still think that doesn't really indicate how good we are at the Moga comp. I think we can play every comp we really want to, and we're like the most flexible team. So I don't think it's like a good indication of how we are that match yesterday, but that Hazard comp is like really strong against it, I think. And I think a lot of teams will struggle against it.
So, Kuffa, I'm interested in your personal story here. You are in the lower bracket, but I do think a lot of people would consider you guys still a very serious threat to qualify. And for you, this is, I think, undoubtedly like your best performance yet, or like one of the strongest we've seen out of you. What does it feel like, being on this Nightmare team, putting it together? Are you guys really expecting to qualify to China, or is that still, something you're trying not to think about too much?
I think like the main goal is to qualify for China for everyone, so it's definitely in our best interest to go there, whether it be a complete lower bracket run. Well, it has to be a lower bracket run now. I think our match against Liquid was like genuine like a troll. Like I died on her mana first when we were about a full hold. I think the series would have gone a completely different way if I don't make that mistake there. Like we were in control of the series. Like I think a lot of people would agree that those last 2 maps we just dropped the ball. I'm not really like scared of versing Liquid again. I don't think anyone's scared of any of the teams in the bracket. I think we can win all, and we just need to like play how we used to, play how we usually do in scrims. It's just like a match day thing, I guess.
Well, that's reassuring. They just suck on match day.
I kind of want to ask about
so they just need to try and play on a non-match day.
Because we've been harping about it on the desk. You know, you have so many great individual players on this team, and you're playing to your strengths. You know, we see Zero playing these aggressive Dragon Blades and getting value from it. We see playing around Ultraviolet Biotic Grenade at such a like proactive pace, and it's real like it's turning out really good. Like you're getting rewarded for making these big plays. Is that something you're kind of like instilling within the team when you're practicing, when you talk about how you guys want to play? Are these kind of like something you're looking at as something you like that really embodies what Nightmare is all about, being aggressive and making plays?
Yeah, I mean, there's always fights that you can turn. I think a lot of teams are scared to take those risks, but we don't really shy away from it. And whether it be we lose a few fights from over-ulting, I don't think it's like a big issue, especially against this match. Like we weren't really expecting it to be a difficult match. Nepal's like pretty Mickey Mouse. I mean, Koth is always pretty close against teams that are weaker. I don't think they're necessarily a bad team, but it shouldn't have been that close to that map. But it's Koth, so yeah, I think we're a great team, and hopefully we'll continue to show that.
You certainly are, and you will get an opportunity as you continue your run through the lower bracket. Timeless is going to be your next opponent, so best of luck in that match, and thank you so much for joining us for a quick chat.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You too.
Cheers, Kuffa.
Yeah, no, that was I don't know if it was like a confident interview, but you know, you can see where his concerns are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the good news is, if you're Nightmare, is you sort of know what the problem is. As in, like, we get ourselves in good situations, we drop the bag in important situations. The problem is that's not just a change something and fix it situation. That's a, I don't know, you need to conquer that, really. But the only way to conquer it is to go through it. So, I don't know. I still look at this and I think Timeless, they're probably fine for this next series, Nightmare. Like, I think they get in that lower final, and then it just becomes
I wouldn't be worried
race.
about Nightmare Timeless.
Yeah.
I feel like Timeless has looked fairly weak on that Naga comp, and Nightmare are happy to just not mirror. Like if Timeless starts throwing curveballs, or they start, you know, playing the double flex support more or something like that, trying to shift the matchup, I think that Nightmare just sort of has their number in every single matchup. So it really is just a case of like, if Nightmare is losing to Timeless, they're losing to themselves because they're not making good decisions around what they want to change about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Agree? Yeah.
Callum?
Callum's here.
Ooh. We have a last game next week.
Maybe finish?
Really?
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah, Pacific players are going to be Monday and Tuesday, then we go straight into the Asia playoffs starting on Thursday. So for Pacific, it's a very tight turnaround of games in terms of like important matches and all of that. But to be fair, I think 99 Divine and is it MFC, is that the right name? They're probably just good to get themselves that chance to get chance to match up against the Korean teams. But yeah, I don't think I'll do Pacific playoffs, but I'll be there for all of the Asia playoffs. Well, I need to ask Max about Uncoachable when he's back. Or he back?
Yeah, I'm back. I might do my private coaching with the children then, rather than rescheduling people for the 15 millionth time, though. You know, something about an opportunity cost versus a disrespect cost. You know, like it shifted. So I'll do that. You know.
I have a question for you before you go. What do you think? Uncoachable tomorrow. Chrissy has off day. Smash says his scrims are starting later than normal.
Do you mean like in my morning?
Let me hold on. I'm getting up a time converter.
You have to do the times because like I have scrims at midday with Smash.
Okay. So what's that? That is 7 p.m. local time. Presumably Smash has one before that.
Like, to do post scrims would mean that Smash would be up outrageously late.
And to do it before scrims would mean you would be up outrageously early.
And to do, like, the following day would just be in the morning for everyone except for me, right?
Yeah, and it'd have to be a pre-scrim angle, which I think most, if they're starting at 12 a.m., we'd have to start at like 9 a.m., which would be a 2 a.m. start for you. Which
Yeah.
would be you would be staying up outrageously late.
Yeah, that's so pre-scrim is like the only time we can do it.
Yeah. Well, what would you rather? Because I reckon it's probably like, because Chrissy's on off day, right? So it's probably really possible. I did it.
Like when you say 2 a.m. for me, 9 a.m. for them, do you mean like 10 hours from now?
Wait, what time is it? Fuck me. How does time work? That would be if we do pre-scrim, because I reckon we could do later tomorrow, depending on when Smash's first scrim is.
Smash's first scrim is at. I'm pretty sure it's at. Oh, I think I know.
Wait, it's. Let me message Smash.
Yeah, let's do that.
What time? First scrim Monday. Because I presume he has one before your block as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Never.
What?
Wrong way.
I will eat after this when done now.
Hello, am I late to the party? You're so late to the party, Jake. But
you could not be later to the party if you tried, mate.
This is actually the latest anyone could possibly arrive and still realise there was a party going on.
Hey, where's Blissy, bro?
Maybe.
Inja.
Come on, Smashy.
Alright, well, I'll piss my viewers off now and we can sort this out.
Yeah, we can sort this isn't like...
Yeah, this isn't like an on-stream activity for me, so this works.
Electrifying content.
Yeah, just put it in the group chat and I'll check it on my phone. Fuck you too, Waffly Ooh. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will not see you tomorrow. I'll see you when the schedule allows, which is probably when OWCS is over, or tonight if I'm rewatching Asia. Ciao, ciao.
Wait, are you going to do Asia next week? Or are you locked in still?
There is no Asia next week.
The playoffs, the group stage. So like the lowest.
Oh, right. No, I definitely won't do those.
Okay.
There's no host with those too, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, what else am I doing?
There's no English broadcast for those.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought they were just going to do all of Asia playoffs. I
thought so too.
Really hate Japan and Pacific, I guess, then.
Because I was talking to Craig about it, and he was like, "Yeah, there is no host next week because there's no broadcast next week." It's like, "Oh, okay, cool."
That's it. Well, I guess, yeah.
Kind of fucks up our whole system.
Yeah. Hard to trade it back and forth, taking turns if there's just no turns.
Yeah. Well, I'll just take my turns on the 14th and 15th or whatever it is when I'm back home.
Yeah. All right, then. I'll catch you when I catch you.
I'll see you later.
All right,
Bye.
take care. Oh, all right, chat. You know what that means? We've reached the end of the road. We've reached the end of the road. That's not what it means, Mask. No, there's no playing. I'm actually very tired. I don't know why. Even though this weekend's been shorter in some ways, I feel more tired. Maybe it's because, like, I had the big stream of the hosts and whatever, and, like, high importance games, all of this, going as hard as I possibly can, but either way, feeling pretty tired, which is probably quite reasonable in the situation. So, yeah, let's watch it. So, I'm going to send you to Backbone. So you guys, you guys can go enjoy Backbone. Thank you very much for this weekend, though, guys. It's been a huge stream. Multiple raids from, obviously, all of OWCS Esports. Unbelievable value. Unbelievable support as well. I actually can't believe we've gone back under it now because some people's have expired, but we did hit 1,000 subs, so I'm super appreciative for that and all of the support. We'll try and sort out on Coach Pool, as you saw me and Unter trying to figure out there as well, so we'll make sure we will catch all of that. And I will see you when I next see you. I'll probably try and there'll be a new Pro Perks video tomorrow. I'll try and figure out other stuff as well. But But yeah, thank you. Love you guys so much. Appreciate all the support. I will see you very soon because we are only heating up. Oh, thank you, Tokyo Panda. Tokyo Panda OW. Appreciate the 5 gift to a lot of good people there as well. To Space Captain Chris. Nail Chiz. Well, it was a second Chris getting one as well. Anastasia Athena. Creme Bustaken. And a Captain Jack Cookie. Oh. Do you think I need to be up early, we think? I'm going to have a conversation now. Just waiting for Smashy to respond to Alpha so I can hopefully give you a better answer within like an hour, I reckon. But, we back above 1k now? No, we're at 970, which is still pretty respectable. Thank you, Shazana, as well, for the 7 months. I appreciate it, guys. But yeah, I think this weekend, really enjoyed the streams. Lots of good times. A lot of crazy actions. Honestly, we've seen so many insane plays, right? From Violet jumping off the map, Kev deflecting a sleep to sleep the enemy Nano Genji. Yeah, no, it's more than reasonable, son. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'll be back as soon as I can. Will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week for all of the Asia playoffs. We'll maybe squeeze a HelloFresh stream in there as well. Maybe a VOD review soon if I have time. Have a lion? Seems reasonable. Sad you missed the Life Weaver skin. Don't worry, we'll be back next week with more drops as well. If you want the drops and you get the playoff one. But until then, I can't think of much better than Backbone, who's accompanied me through a lot of these casts. Definitely helps on these long streams to have an extra person in play. I will send you for way of Backbone. So yeah, Pro Perks tomorrow, released with Infected, obviously from Team Liquid. We'll try and get an Uncoachable recorded. I don't know if I'll do a coach's review this week. Maybe not. Just maybe we'll do because the replays are going to reset on Tuesday, and then we're going to record Uncoachable. Maybe it doesn't line up, so maybe no coach's review. But we'll do that. We'll get ourselves all prepared and ready for next week, because next week 4 teams, 2 from NA, 2 from EMEA, are going to qualify for China. It's all decided next week. So plenty of big and beautiful things to come. Okay. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm going to send you over to Jamie. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday if you've got any of it left. If not, just sleep well. Get some rest as well. Take care, everyone.